I always say that silence is for the predator. And we have to create an environment where shame doesn't exist.
Hi guys, it's Kirbie. Welcome back to Pretty Unfiltered. Today my guest is Viola Davis. Viola, thank you for spending some time with me this morning.
Absolutely.
I am personally a big fan, and this is a bucket list moment for me. So I just want to say thank you for just taking the time. First of all, you are an ambassador for Vaseline.
Vaseline.
I'm curious, what made this the perfect fit for you?
It's a perfect fit for me because it's been in my life since I was a kid. It's tried and true. Vaseline, I always say that was the first word I learned how to spell when I was like 5 years old. You know, today I'm here with the Vaseline Koko Radiant Body Butter.
Yes.
It's a new product that is on my elbows and my feet and my back. This has all of it. It's got the shea butter, it's got cocoa butter, it's got Vaseline, all of it together, and it just blends into your skin.
3-in-1. And you guys know I love my beauty products, and I love this product as well.
Love
that. So I want to kind of talk about beauty ideals.
Yep.
It's 2017, and I think things are evolving in a positive direction. But do you think that we have come a long way, or do we have a lot farther to go?
I think that we've come a long way. Always. I mean, at least, you know, when I was a kid, I saw very few models. You know, when I say models, people who look like me, even in commercials. Very few African-American women, very few women of color in general, very few women who were different body types. I think we're evolved in that sense. Where we have some ways to go is that everybody wants to look like someone else. You know, you go to a plastic surgeon's office, give me Angelina Jolie's nose. You know, I want Kim Kardashian's cheeks. You know, and people have to know that you have to start with the palette, which is you. At some point, you have to be okay with you. You know, it's this kind of inner journey that one has to make. And I think that's a huge part of accepting one's beauty.
I think with social media, with all the pictures out there, we start to see people looking the same.
Absolutely.
And it's because we're trying to attain this ideal that really doesn't exist with Photoshop and Facetune and things like that.
Absolutely.
And I actually had a bunch of fans tweet me questions for you. And one of the most popular was, how did you get to the place where you are confident and feel beautiful in yourself?
Well, I started to, even though it sounds like kumbaya, I started to listen to that voice that nobody listens to, and that's my own inner voice. And my own inner voice always tells me exactly where I need to go and who I am. And then at a certain point, I just listened to it when everything else was failing. And now I've gotten to a place where I don't want to fit in as much as I want to belong. Belonging is something completely different. It's about being your authentic self. I remember when I was young, I would use Vaseline petroleum jelly. That's what we always use. African-American community. You would use it on your knees, use it on your face, sometimes use it on your hair. And I used to always think, okay, I look greasy. And I used to always get teased. And now I look at myself and I don't know, maybe it's through, you know, failure and pain and joy, just growing into myself, that I sort of look at that and go, boy, my skin was kind of glowing.
Yeah.
Before I thought it was greasy, I saw it as something negative, but now I have a really clear image of who I am. It's through the process of elimination, I guess. I always use that go-to phrase, which is the privilege of a lifetime is being who you are.
Wow, that's phenomenal. I think a lot of people need to hear that, because there is so much pressure on women, especially. You are one of the most prominent women in the media, and you are praised but also criticized more than a lot of other women in the world. How do you not let negativity or unfair remarks affect you?
Well, I'll tell you what I do. I allow myself to admit when something does hurt me. I allow myself to be angry. I think anger and hurt are very legitimate emotions. So I allow myself to say I've been hurt and I'm angry. And then I move on. You know, I realize at the end of the day, when I'm with my daughter and when I'm with my husband, that there is a place, a sacred place in all of our lives that have nothing to do with outside criticism.
Yep.
You know, my daughter is not aware that someone doesn't like Annalise Keating on How to Get Away with Murder. She just loves me. And my husband just loves me. My mom just loves me. At the end of the day, if I'm feeling sick, the fact that someone doesn't like How to Get Away with Murder is not going to make me better. I've come to that conclusion. And the fact that I'm not the cutest woman in the world really, listen, I hooked the greatest man in the world, which is my husband. So I'm starting to make logical kind of connections with what is real and what is not. And you make those connections once you hit 52. What really does matter? And what really matters is you get to a point every day of living your authentic life.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you for sharing. I would be remiss not to talk about the climate of Hollywood right now. Harvey Weinstein and the sexual harassment and assault allegations. You have always been outspoken about this, and I want to thank you for that, being a voice. Given the current climate, what do you hope to see change? And what can we be doing to be allies for the people that have been sexually assaulted and sexually harassed, in your opinion?
I always say that silence is for the predator. And we have to create an environment where shame doesn't exist. Listen, Brené Brown, who's great social advocate, she says when you share your story in a group of people who have empathy, shame can exist. There is a level of empathy and compassion that we have to promote with victims. We have to understand that once someone is sexually assaulted, it is a lifetime of assault with body dysmorphic issues, depression, suicides, addiction. They begin to re-victimize themselves over and over again. We have to save each other. Yeah. That's what it is. That's all I can say. I mean, other than, putting laws in place where we, go out and get the predator and make sure that they have, a sentence that meets the crime and all of that. We have to stop shaming people for being victims. That's what we have to do, and believe them and listen to them.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to wrap things up with a fan question. This is from Addie. She says, when did fear of failure almost stop you in the past?
Oh my God. I always get the big questions like that. And it's like, okay, you got 2 seconds to answer it. When I was 19 and I went to college and I fell into a huge depression, which most people do, gained like 25. I had a freshman 25. And I did not major in theater because I wanted to make money. I said, I gotta get a regular profession. But I went to college and I majored, I think, in English. I wanted to become a teacher. And I fell into a deep depression because I wasn't living, once again, my authentic life. I quieted the voice inside myself and I listened to everybody else because, once again, I wanted to fit in. I did not want to belong to myself. And what I did was I changed my major to theater. So what did I do? It's like the famous saying says, if you are terrified and you're afraid, you just have to jump. And that's what I did. I jumped. Now, look at where it got me. Now, along the road, there's been some bumps or whatever, but overall, the passion and the love of what I do is what guides me. And then after that, you can deal with everything else.
Exactly. It's kind of like that saying, the way out is through.
Absolutely.
I love that. Viola, thank you so much. This was a really special interview for me. Guys, let me know your favorite part of this interview in the comment section below. Tweet me, tweet Viola, your favorite response that she gave, and we'll see you next time. Bye.